What's up guys, Artillboy here. Today we're doing another video. Today we're taking a look at the Buck 110. Let's begin. The 110. We could definitely know for one thing. Now, just like a particular piece from Buck, the 119, this guy also is very common from basically from a lot of stores. You know, if they're pretty much at Ollie's, there probably will be. But unlike the most of the toy sections consistently of a lot of Disney stuff, these are basically pretty good knife. And yes, I've actually basically made a review of it. It's alongside with the K-Bar Swabby, you know, all that good stuff. Which yeah, this one's right here. So it's oh yeah, there's also multiple variants of this one. Now, there's also basically the Slim Pro, which is like one made of plastic. There was also the Pro, which is basically replaced the wood with plastic, and of course the 110 Auto, which I did found one of these. I'd really wish I could get one, but unfortunately it was a little too expensive. But if I actually get my hands on the Auto, I'll make its own video. So the sheath itself, just like the 110 or the 119, this is again made in Mexico. Base is made of leather, which is pretty durable leather. I can see been sewn in pretty good, which is really good. Also, we'll have a carved mark M or 110 on there. Have a belt loop. Having a brass button. We'll have a Buck right on there. And it's basically just pretty simple. Now, the pocket knife, on the other hand, is basically kind of have pretty good feel like the sheath. Of course, it'll have 3 brass pins, basically on both sides. But inside, there's no like brass pins all like fully in there. It's just basically just separate pins. Of course, there's like a silver pin that holds the entire thing to close it. Which is right there. Basically a piece of steel in there. And this is how you open the guy. Open the 110. And this button and this entire button will close it back in. We'll also have having a thumb clip on there, so you can see that. Of course, this is the 110 or Buck 110 USA. Little, I guess, Zorro, reverse Zorro, like. Yeah, it's I don't know about that. It looks like a reverse Z like Zorro. Which, this is probably going to be pretty funny about this. Like, I think most of the fans of Buck are probably going to be watching Zorro, Gunsmoke, which I can definitely know. Probably like the old-timer fans. And, of course, watching Walker, Texas Ranger. Of course. Which I actually do like that show. Of course, there is brass. Basically, the funny part about it, the brass pieces are basically just 2 big brass pieces just to carve out for the piece of wood on this. Of course, the long piece of wood on this. And of course, it actually have its own basically expected sequel. Unfortunately, I don't have the original version which I'll eventually get one, which is the 112. This one's probably the 1x12 Slim. The steel itself is made of D2. D2, like it's basically it's cut. Basically like its normal cousin, the 119. So the size on this guy, so the blade itself would be around about 3.5 inches. Meanwhile, for the handle, and while it's closed, would be around about 5 inches. Meanwhile, for the overall size of the 110 would be around about, look, okay, of 8.5 inches. So let's test this bad boy out. The results out there is pretty good. Now this is like one strike from bottle, which is pretty good. As you could definitely know, this one is basically pretty not bad for a, for a pocket knife or a folding knife. It really does get the job done. Maybe a little bigger, but, that's still pretty decent. Just, yes, it even have its own sequel, basically the 112, which is also pretty good. So, that's a not bad knife. So, I give the final verdict of the Buck 110 an ultimate 10 out of 10. One of the best ones, alongside with the 119 special, which is pretty good. But tune in next time when I'm going to be jumping down to, rather, its clones. Yes, you heard right. Just because it's popular, there's going to be clones. So this wraps up of the Buck 110. I'm Martel Boy, and I'm signing out. I'll see you guys next time.